We now start with a new chapter that will be about the communication, and I think that the best introduction to this chapter would be to talk about the communication process. And as you see, I have drawn a picture of the communication process, which I think you will find a very intuitive and simple to understand, and then some simple definitions to make it even easier. So let's start. As you see, within the communication there is always a sender. And then there is some channel through which sender would like to communicate, and of course there is some receiver of the message. And there are more concrete steps within this communication. So to define, the sender initiates a message by encoding a thought. So the sender has some message to be sent. Let's say that the sender wants to say that he is hungry, or to express that he is hungry. So here you have the message of hungry. But it's still just a thought. I am hungry. Well, I would like to tell it to the receiver, so I will encode this message. So I will tell, I am hungry. I am hungry. And now there is some channel through which the sender is going to communicate, and the channel is defined as the medium through which the message travels. So you can imagine this can be a telephone, it can be email, it can be oral communication, and through this the message gets to the receiver, and the message is received and is being decoded. But what is important to mention is, as the receiver is the person to whom the message is directed, it can be perceived differently. So let's say that this is quite important for us, or let's write it this way: message decoding. The receiver may decode the message a little bit differently. So let's say I said that I'm hungry, but a receiver may decode it that, I don't know, the sender is inviting me for a dinner. So let's say it can be a dinner invite. So some disturbances or disruptions within the message can occur due to the different understanding of the message. Then, of course, the receiver will provide some feedback, and that's the line that flows through here. The feedback can actually be an answer. So, an answer. And the definition of the feedback says, feedback is the check on how successful we have been in transferring of our message. So the answers can be, well, let's say it can be, let's go for a dinner. So let's go somewhere out. Let's go out and eat. Well, maybe the sender will now be a little bit surprised. Well, I said only that I'm hungry. I have not invited you for a dinner. And all of this confusement that has occurred because of the noise, which you can see over here. And the noise represents communication barriers that distort the clarity of the message. And this can include, for instance, some emotions. Of course, it can be some physical barriers or physical distortions. So it can be, let's say we are talking and there is some noise around us, so the receiver cannot hear me properly. Or maybe we are sending this message through email. And it is well known that within an email you cannot really express your emotions, and the receiver can, due to that, receive the message differently. So all kinds of noise are influencing the sender, the channel, the receiver, and of course the feedback. So this was the introduction to the chapter about the communication.